And God, verse 12, said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people. He told him 3 things, really. He said, don't go with these people that Balak sent to you. Second thing, he said, do not curse these people. Don't go with them. Do not curse these people. And the third thing he made mention to him, he said, for they are blessed. Now, he spelled it out to this man. Now, keep in mind what we're talking about. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power. Now, also keep in mind that if we look at Balaam through these scriptures, he seemed to be some sort of a prophet. Now, later on, the Bible says he's a soothsayer. But as we read this, he seems to at least be listening to God. He's at least seems like he's trying. But now, this is where there's a turning point. This is where things begin to pivot because we realize that God is going to explain several things to him. When God tells us something, we've got to listen. Many times we pray things and God tells us an answer. Now, I'm not want to get ahead of myself, but let's just put it this way. We've got to listen to what God is telling us. We've got to listen to what God is showing us. So when we see these types of people, when we see these kinds of people coming into our life, we cannot treat them as brother and sister. Now, it might seem like I'm kind of harsh on this man right now, but as we get into this, you're going to really understand what type of character we're dealing with. And see, it's just like this. As you may first come in contact with someone and you may know a little bit about their history, a little bit about their ministry, and you may know even some of the things they did while they were in sin, which realistically, if they repented, that is irrelevant before God if they repented. But you may know some things that took place in their life. You may know some things that went on. But we need to understand as we get into this, the importance of serving God today, not yesteryear. We need to understand the importance of just because somebody made a mistake in their past, yes, they did something wrong, but we're not going to just hold it on them for the rest of their life. But we need to also understand that, now this is all just different parts here. We need to also understand if they keep doing those same things, if they keep doing those same sins, if they keep hurting people. As a pastor, if you keep destroying the people in the church, if you keep taking advantage of the people, at some point in time, somebody has to say, look, man, enough is enough. We've done forgiven you. We've done prayed for you. Now, I'm saying this because I've been in churches like this, where we see the things going on. And yes, we are Christians and we are forgiving. Understand that. But when someone just blatantly dishonors and disrespects God and their people, somebody has to stand in the gap and make a decision to say, look, something's wrong here. I know that this is a man of God, a woman of God, whatever the case may be, but what they're doing is not biblical. See, this is where we're at as Christians. As we get into this, we see that things are not biblical, that people are doing right in the church, but we still support them. We still support them. We see all these musicians and it's like, man, is there any, we read the news, it's like, man, is there any pastor, is there any Christian musician who's not an adulterer at this point in time? But at what point in time, how many times does somebody have to sleep with all the members in the church before somebody says, look, I'm done with this. I can't be in this church anymore. I can't be a partaker of this man's sin anymore. I can't allow myself to be bewitched by this anymore. So as we read about this man Balaam, we see that he was indecisive, and we're getting ready to get into the nitty-gritty of things. We see that he was indecisive. Yes, he was talking to God. Yes, God was answering, and yes, God told him what to do. But we're going to find that, like many times that we are, and I'll say myself, many times that we like to still go and do things our own way. because we think that I can do this a little bit better than God, or I got this time, God. Maybe next time around. God said, don't curse the people. Okay, God, but you're not looking from my angle. And so let's jump into this, because a lot of the things I just paraphrased, we're going to be talking about this. So it's time for some meat and potatoes now. This is where the turn of events really takes place, where we begin to see the hearts of this king, the hearts of this, if we could label him as a say so-called prophet. God told him, don't go. Okay? And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, get ye in to your land. Now, for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you. Now keep this in mind as we go on. Now this is the initial time. The people came. Balaam said, let me entreat unto the Lord. Let me find out what God has to say. And he gave him the reply, which right here was the correct reply. See, he said, look, I can't go with you. God didn't give me the leave to just up where I am and go with him. So we're done. See, now, this is where it should have stopped right there. The discussion should have been over. The princes should have left. This should have been the end of the chapter of the book of Numbers, chapter 22. Should have been the end of this story. God said no, and the prophet should have told him no, and the people left, and whatever happened was going to happen with Moab and the Israelites. Should have been a done deal. But no. Obviously, there's a little bit more to say about this. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak. So they rose up, went back to the king, and said, hey, we did everything you told us to do. We traveled there. We even stayed the night. We waited on him. But he said, Balaam refuses to come with us. He just don't want to come with us. Now, and we're not really teaching about Balak tonight, but we got to understand this king we talked about initially. He was terrified. He was scared stiff for these people. He knew that they had some warriors, that they had some power, but he didn't understand that God was on their side. Just put it that way. He didn't get that part of the deal. He wasn't savvy to what was really taking place, that it was more than just men of valor, that it was a supernatural host of heaven that was coming in and fighting with these people. But it says, and Balak, now I can't judge the man, the king, for being stubborn on this. If we put ourselves in Balak's shoes, we'd say, look, I need some help here because we're about to die. I'm not even trying to fight these people. I already saw what happened. So Balak sent yet again princes. Now look at this. Look at the devil. I got to say the devil, okay? Look at this. So he sent again more and more. He sent again princes and more honorable than they. So he sent the prince first class, and so now he had to send the prince third and fifth class. Those who were notable in their own right. Maybe they were dressed up a little bit more fancy. Maybe these were princes who were a little bit more eloquent. Maybe these were more of his trusted advisors. Whatever the case may be. Maybe these are the ones where he said, "Okay, we got him now. We'll send in the backup princes who can push a little bit more." You could push him a little bit more and just kind of get him over the cliff, and maybe he'll kind of give in. So he sent these I guess you could say the pious princes, right? He sent them, and they came to Balaam, and they said unto him, thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. Now I was reading this, and it doesn't say this here, but I want to just add a little bit of an explanation on the end of that. It says, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. And I want to add on the end of there, even God. Even God. So don't let anything hinder you. Don't let anyone hinder you, even God. Now I'm saying that, and as we begin to read further into this, we realize that just like we have on a daily basis, brothers and sisters, we have a choice to make, okay? We have a choice to make. Serve God or we don't serve God. Because realistically, it's like this. When it comes to Christianity, there is no median. There is no little middle gray zone. God said, hot, it's real simple. Hot, serve me, I'll bless you. Worship me, I'll take care of you. Or cold, just be a sinner. Because God said, look, I'd rather you serve me or just be a sinner. Because if you are in the middle, where Balaam finds himself. If you are in the middle, God said you are classified as lukewarm. Not hot, not cold, but just in the middle. Just not hot, not cold, just in the middle. And God said, I will spew you out of my mouth. I will spit you out. I will spit you out. So keep that in mind now, okay? So now the princes came, the upper echelon princes came. They came to Balaam. They said, thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. Not even God, okay? For I will, here we go. Here we go. Put your seatbelts on. Here we go. Lock in, all right? Here we go. For I will promote thee unto very great honor. Look at the words he's using here. I won't just promote you. I will promote you to very, think about that. Not just promote you, not just honor, not just great honor. He said, I will promote you to very great honor. So in other words, above the first princes I sent, above the second princes, and the king's probably like, man, I'll put you kind of somewhere around where I'm at. He's like, man, I'll kind of give you some Joseph status. I'll get you from down here up to here. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I'm a king. I got it going on like this. I can get you the clothes. I can get you. I'm getting into it, all right? I can get you the rings. I can get you the money. I can get you the mansions. I can get you the Ferraris, if you would put it in the modern day terms. I can promote you. I can make you a big star. I can get you on the Hollywood star, the Walk of Shame. I can put your name in the stars. You can be something. Even when you die, people will remember who you are.